Here's how I hired the best employees and team members without ever looking at a single job site. I actually hate looking at job sites. It's the worst way to hire. All right, listen, in this episode, I'm gonna reveal probably my number one superpower, number one secret, and many of you may or may not still do it because it's not necessarily easy. It's simple, but very time consuming, and it requires a lot of dedication. I get asked this question all the time. Anik, how is your team what it is? Actually, the best compliment I ever get in my life is about my team, because I have, seriously, they're freaking Avengers from Marvel. I mean, they are the best of the best of the best. They are brilliant. And you know what? And they know how to deal with me, this crazy guy who wants to do 15 things. I have now built a team that can literally facilitate pretty much every kind of business I ever want to build. And I'm very blessed to have done that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be too humble about it. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that I deserve it because I built that team. I mean, it took a lot of work. I've invested millions of dollars in mistakes to come up with this particular formula I use. Now, I want to be very clear. This wasn't my formula. It's not something I created. I want to give credit where it's due to my dear friend, Jimmy Kim, founder of SendLane, who taught me how to do this. And one of the things for any key position, now, this doesn't necessarily mean for customer support or junior level, beginner level positions, but for key positions, which are the only ones I'm ever really personally hiring, the theory is very simple. If someone is amazing, is brilliant, and is someone really worth hiring, they're probably not available. They're probably not listing themselves on job sites, especially not in this economic environment. Seems like there's a dozen jobs for every open person, so there's lots of jobs. So there's no chance someone who's super, super good. Well, no, there's a small chance, but mostly the best people are not out there looking for jobs. So now that we know that, how do we find the best people? So before I get into that, I do want to invite you into our Lurn Expert community, LURNEXPERT.com. Listen, I built an entire community where we teach people how to take their mind, their knowledge, their information, become experts, and build courses, coaching, or consulting programs and monetize their expertise. So we are collectively changing the entire face of how education works. And if you want to join us, just go to learnexpert.com and join us there. It's absolutely free. Free course, free newsletter, free community. Make it happen. Okay, so now, hiring. LinkedIn, first of all, is the only tool I use. We do, as a company, sometimes look at job boards like Indeed and all the other ones, but me personally, I can't remember the last time I even went to the URL. I only go to LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn has a tool called Recruiter Lite. There's a very specific reason they call it Lite. It's a really good tool. And for those of you who aren't looking to hire 10, 20, 30, 40 people, Recruiter Lite will do just fine. It's, I believe, $100 a month. That's what it was last time I checked. The reason I don't know the answer to how much that costs is because we actually use a tool called Recruiter for Enterprise. I pay $30,000 a year for this tool. So in case you're wondering whether I really believe in what I'm about to share with you and teach you, I do. I spend a lot of money with LinkedIn for it. Now, this tool basically gives you back-end access into LinkedIn. It's really crazy. Now, Recruiter Lite and the Enterprise version of Recruiter are pretty similar. There are definitely some cool, awesome, killer features in the Recruiter Enterprise one, but that's why I said, unless you're looking to do a lot of hiring, they probably won't be necessary. So Recruiter Lite, which is much cheaper, can do the trick for most people that are listening to this. What it does is it gives you the ability to go and build a database. So you go to Recruiter Lite and you say, hey, I'm looking for people that are in this industry, that have had this title, that have had this many years of job experience, that graduated college around this time range, that have this in their profile. There's like, seriously, like 20 metrics based off of which you can build a profile, a listing. What am I really doing here? So the underlying theory about my hiring is this. It changed in 2020, changed my life, changed how I work, changed my happiness level, and that is the following. It's a bit controversial, and every single person who argues with me is going to be the same person that's never hired. Are you ready? I, Anik Singal, no longer hire for potential. I only hire for experience. Let the triggering begin. Now, there's a lot of people listening to, oh my God, he's so horrible. What a mean guy. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go keyboard warrior him and leave comments. Go ahead. I'm sure there's at least 3 of them right now in the comments below on YouTube. And to all of you who are like, that is bullshit. You should hire for potential, and we believe in people, and be human, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, fine. Yes, I hear you. You've probably never hired, not in masses, not in big numbers, and you've probably never built a big company. Now, here's the deal. I said I, the CEO and founder of a company, only hire for experience and never potential. I did not say my company only hires. So in the more junior level positions, I look for potential all the time. Well, my team does, I don't. But if I'm looking for a VP of something, man, you have to have done that job, done it well, done it for years, and done it at a bigger level. So here's the deal. If you run $1 million a year company, you want to find someone who has done that role specifically, has the exact experience you are looking for, and has done it for a company that is 10 million, not a million, because I'm going to grow. So if I find someone that's done what I'm looking for, but done it for a $2 million company, well, then I'm going to need to replace them likely in a year or so. Their knowledge may or may not expand and scale with the company. How about someone that's done it for a company that's already 10 million? Well, great. They're going to know what to do to help bring me up. I want their experience. And what this does is, yes, it drastically reduces the size of the pool from which you're hiring. That's good. I would rather work harder now, spend more time now looking for that A+ player with experience who will come in, immediately take the job, run with it, teach me, tell me what to do, and bring my business up. I would rather spend more time in the beginning than lick my wounds afterwards and invest hours and hours trying to train someone. See, what happens is most of us entrepreneurs, we go out there and we discount shop for great team members. Yeah, you were guilty. Trust me. I know you are, because I was. We'll try to say, well, I don't want to pay this person $150,000 a year because I can get 3 people for $50,000. Let me tell you, I'd rather pay one pro with experience who knows exactly what to do, $150,000 a year, than the 3 at 50 all day long. They're going to be worth probably 7, 9, 10 of those $50,000 a year people. I'll let them come in and hire their team that they want that might be at 50,000. But I want the person that has the experience. This is why I love the LinkedIn recruiter tool, because I'm going to the tool and saying, look, I need a VP of marketing. They should already be a VP of marketing, or they should be at least a director of marketing at a company that has 50 to 100 people that is in this industry. I want them to have graduated from this time to this time. I want them to have this degree or not have a degree. I want them to blah, 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 blah. All these things. You hit enter and comes out a list of the candidates on LinkedIn. This is so cool. So it'll be like, here's 340 people. Oh, I want geographic location. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Language, all these people, 340 people. Now you're like, oh my God. Yes, guess what? I looked through all 340 people. This is not a joke, boys and girls. If you want to build a killer team that can do anything and everything, it takes time. It's one of, if not the most important role of a CEO and founder of a company, by the way. Next to maybe sales and biz dev is hiring. And at some point, that's the superpower, that if you have that superpower, you can solve any problem in the world. You don't have to be good at sales if you have the superpower of hiring, because you'll find the person who is really good at sales and put them in the place. So now what I'll do is I'll click through all the 340 and I look through each one. And what LinkedIn allows you to do, add them to a database. So it's like a CRM. So I add them to a database now and I say, okay, I like this person. I want to follow up with them. The rest of them you can kind of clear out. So I'm saving the people I like into this project, into this folder. And then LinkedIn allows me, if I have Recruiter as a tool, to message them, to inbox them. Now you can't do that on LinkedIn. You can't just go to LinkedIn and start messaging people, because LinkedIn is already kind of becoming a spam center. If you could do that, it would be even worse. So, but through the tool, you can force a message into their inbox. And now you're going to say, well, Anik, have you ever seen a LinkedIn inbox? Nobody reads those. Actually, I have about a 25 to 35% response rate. Response, not open rate. Response means when I send these messages out, 25 to 35% people to reply to me and actually say, yes, I'm interested, teach me more, or no, I'm not. And of the people that reply, probably 80% of the ones who reply actually are interested. 20% say no. So most of that 25% that replies is interested, to want to learn more. So out of 340, let's say 350 for easy math, out of the 350, I probably end up narrowing down to about 70, maybe 50 to 70. So there's like all the other ones, like 15 to 20% that I'm like, you know what? I want to message them. Out of that 50, I'll get what, 15 to reply to me. And out of those 15 phone conversations, I'll typically find my 1 or 2 people that I love. Sometimes it's more. Now for some positions, I've had to have a pool of 700-800, and I had to reach out to 700-800 people and get 100 replies. And then further, I mean, listen, this is what it takes. This is why at Lurn at one point, we had 2 recruiters. We had 2 people that were recruiters, that were pros at using the recruiter tool. I paid 2 full-time big salaries because we were hiring so fast. And I did not want to hire from job boards. I wanted experience, not potential. So the first message that I send to them, that's where the magic happens. That's what Jimmy taught me. So all credit goes to him. That message can't be like this long, like blah, 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 blah. Here's my job. Here's a job description. Blah, boring. No one cares. Now, the nice thing, by the way, that Recruiter does is it allows you to save a templated message and it'll personalize it to everybody. So you don't have to like sit there and type out each message. You have a template and personalizes it for you. And so you just hit submit. So my template will say something like, the subject line will be like, are you interested in a new VP position? ? Or something like that. Something to gauge their interest, something that has the title in it, or because it's going to catch their eye, right? It's jargon, it's terminology that's emotionally triggering to them. Because if you're a VP of marketing, seeing VP of marketing or seeing executive VP of marketing or seeing, chief marketing officer, it's in your subconscious all the time, catches your eye. Then when they open it, I'm just going to say, John, saw your profile and really loved what you've done. I'm the CEO and founder of Lurn. We have 1 million+ students. We work with the likes of Robert Kiyosaki, Daymond John, Why am I doing this? I'm doing all the social proof like big. We're currently looking for someone to run our entire marketing team of 17 people. And I was curious if you'd be interested in talking more, or if you know anybody. Let me know. short. The reason is I want them to read it, and I don't want them to take the job. Some people write these long things. No, I just want them to say, tell me more. Once they engage me in a conversation, then we can go to all those details and have a phone call. But I'm just those initial messages. The reason I have a 25 to 35% response rate is because I'm super short. I'm super short on those. I just get to the point. But I'm intriguing and interesting in it as well. I'm throwing out all the little copywriting techniques there. So there you go. I actually have calls. I speak to multiple candidates. You know, I have a rule for some of the very, very, very key positions that I'm going to interview at least 20 to 30 people before I pick someone. I have like a hard rule. Like if it's a very, very key managerial position, well, to talk to 20, to actually have 20 phone interviews means I probably had back and forth emails with 70, 80, 100 people, which means I probably reached out to 300, 400, 500 people. You want to know how Lurn has such an amazing ninja team? No corners are cut. And you can do this right now. It's within your power. Seriously, I gave you my number one secret. If you're drowning in work and if you feel like, man, I really need amazing people, that's how I did it. That's how I do it every single day. That's how I will continue to do it. I will not look for key people from job boards. I will always find them and poach them from wherever they are. All right. I'll see you at lurnexpert.com, LURNEXPERT, for the free course, free community, free newsletter, all about taking your knowledge, your information, turning it into a business while helping us change the world of education. And of course, join us to binge listen to all of our episodes at onicpodcast.com. Click subscribe, click like, leave me a comment, and whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, make sure you subscribe and leave us a great review. Thanks so much. This is Anik, reminding you when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, push it the heck back. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.